infamy.
Yeah, they will.
All right. It's Mojo in the Morning Show. Jessica. What's up, Jessica?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Jessica's a winner. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Jessica, you got a $50 gas card. You're now qualified for a brand new 2024 Chevy Equinox from Gordon Chevrolet, or $20,000 cash. The Equinox valued at like $30,000. If you chose that, obviously you can do whatever you want with it, or you can just choose just to get easy and just say, hey, Mike Porter, Gordon Chevrolet, write me a freaking check. I am on my way to the bank to put it in there, or cash it at the check cashing place.
Yay, thank you.
Congratulations. Who was it I just saw recently? Oh, Serena Williams, I think it was. I think it was Serena Williams, who's hosting the ESPYs tonight.
Yeah.
Serena Williams admitted that she took one of her winning checks that she got from one of the tournaments that she won, like $1 million or whatever, and she brought it to cash it at the bank.
In the drive-through.
Yeah.
She went through the drive-through. And it was for $1 million, and the guy was like, ma'am, you need to come inside.
It was awesome.
Could you imagine how many of those little shoot things they would have to send with $1 million?
Does she get a sucker?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Do you get something? Mojo in the Morning, phone number 844-MOJO Live. Text is 95500. If you call us, know that we want you on the radio. Tell us if you're a first-time, long-time. We'd love to be able to get you on the air with us and shout you out. Kevin has a little bit of... I don't know. Would you say a little disagreement going on between you and Sherelle?
Yeah, but it's one of those things where I guess I'm at a point now where, and you've all told me before, choose your battles. So I don't want to say disagreement because I've already bowed out gracefully and I'm no longer having the conversation.
You've waved the white flag already.
The white flag is waved. The tail's between my legs. I surrender. Sherelle does not believe that Josiah is at a point in his life where he can stay home alone. And I believe that he can.
Really? Okay, and Josiah's your son.
Josiah's my son.
And he is how old?
He is 11 years old, and he can stay at home alone.
That's what you say.
That's what I say.
And what does Sherelle say?
So literally today, Sherelle has some errands to run. She's like, either I can take Josiah to your mom's or I can bring him to the station at like 9 o'clock. I'm like, bro, just leave him at home. He'll be fine.
For how long?
It don't even matter.
It does.
But why?
Because I think it does.
Okay, why?
Because is he going to be home alone all day, or is he going to be home alone for an hour from,
So she's going to be gone all day.
Okay.
So let's say she leaves at 9 o'clock.
Uh-huh.
I'll go home whenever we wrap things up here. Let's just say 1 o'clock at the latest. Let's just say that. Sorry, Meaghan, I'll leave earlier than you. 1 o'clock at the latest. Is that doable? 9 to 1?
That's still.
So I'm a nervous Nelly, and I probably wouldn't.
But why?
I agree with Sherelle.
See, here's my
thing.
thing.
The reason I say how long is sometimes I'll tell Lucy, hey, when you get off the bus, mom's going to be 10 or 15 minutes behind you. Just let yourself in through the garage. I will be right there. And even that makes me a little nervous. I'll be honest. She's 10.
Mm-hmm. Here's my thing. If we're all in the house together, it's not like Josiah's up under her arm. He's going to be in his room on the computer on Roblox anyway. So it's quote unquote not like anybody's watching him.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
He knows how to heat up Pop-Tarts and grab pizza rolls. Wait a second. You're going to let him heat up Pop-Tarts and pizza rolls, put pizza rolls in the oven? No, I put my pizza rolls in the microwave.
Okay.
You throw them in and 90 seconds, you good to go.
Same.
Yeah.
Bada boom, bada bing.
He can do that. He can feed himself. He's going to be on the tablet or watching TV.
What if he chokes?
The cooking makes me nervous. Cooking makes me nervous only because I was 23 and still setting my oven on fire. So that I get, but I was left home alone pretty frequently when I was that age.
At what age did you guys start getting left home alone?
I don't think he'd get upset by this. I've talked about my dad traveled for a living when I was growing up. Mm-hmm. And then when he was a single dad, my brother moved back home, but my brother also had a full-time job. So my brother was living at the house, so I was never home alone at night, but I would come home from school or whatever, probably at the age of 13, 14, 15, and then be home alone until my brother got off.
See, that to me is okay. I don't know, the 9, 10, 11, 12 is where I'm I don't know.
I was babysitting the neighbor kids at like 12.
See?
Uh-huh.
I was
in charge of younger kids.
Yeah.
But you were also
A year
probably
older.
close to your house, and
Yeah,
your mom or your dad was there with you.
you're acting like he's not close by. Like if Josiah called and said, I need you here right now, how long would it take you to get there?
7 minutes because I'm flooring it.
17 because you'd go through Chipotle's drive.
Yes, that's true.
Heather, what are your thoughts on Kev leaving Josiah alone?
Well, I was just saying that I think it's completely acceptable. You know your child and you know how they behave. And if you call the police and ask them, they will tell you it's at parents' discretion.
Wait, what's the age,
Really?
though? What's the age at parents' discretion?
There is no minimum age in the state of Michigan, actually.
There's no way that there is no way that you can parent discretion a 5-year-old. I guarantee you there's got to be an age.
There's got to be something.
I mean, I obviously that wouldn't work, obviously. But if you think that your kid is able to stay home alone because they're self-sufficient or they're pretty responsible or they're rather mature, it's okay.
We hear these stories all the time of people who leave their kids in their car with the windows cracked and their kids are in the car and they go into the casinos and stuff.
Yeah.
I get it. You're leaving them in your car compared to in your house, but you're still leaving them alone. I don't think that is right. I think.
By the way, she is right. There is, for whatever reason, in the state of Michigan, there is no law that
age limit?
the Michigan law does not specify a minimum age for leaving a child home alone. The decision is ultimately up to the parents. However, a child protective services report could be filed for leaving a child 10 or younger home alone.
10 or younger. I'm
Yeah.
safe.
What's up, Amanda? Hi.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Hi, my son's 11. We don't let him stay home by himself, even though he is more mature than my 19 and 17-year-olds.
So,
But yeah, we don't.
what's your reasoning?
Makes me nervous.
Why do you not leave him home alone just to play devil's advocate? Because I agree with you. I wouldn't do it either.
But it just makes me nervous.
Yeah.
Like, Mojo, what are you worried about?
A fire,
all
somebody
it ta-
breaking in.
All it takes is one.
Fire especially, yeah.
Yeah, all it takes is one thing to happen, and you'll never be able to live with yourself if that happens.
Yep.
So all of a sudden, a fire just going to break out.
Well, you never. I mean, when does a fire break out? It doesn't get timed, right? It's not.
What I'm saying, typically,
scheduled.
there's an action that creates a fire. In most cases, I would say.
But you live in a community where you got attached places. Betty downstairs or whatever. What's her name? Beverly downstairs. Yeah. You know, I don't. Here's the thing. I think Josiah is more mature than I am. Like I would trust Josiah more than I would trust me. But all it takes is one thing bad to happen. And Sherelle gave you the option. Bring him here to the station. He can hang out with us for a little bit.
He don't need to though.
He's more entertaining than you sometimes.
Yeah, I don't agree. I don't disagree.
Actually, I love having him on the air. We haven't had it in a while. What's up, April? What do you think?
Hey, guys. First time, long time.
Hey!
April's on the phone.
Thank you for calling.
Took a serious turn, but I just had a funny comment. I was just going to say Kev's wrong because he put the pizza rolls in the microwave.
That is true.
How is that wrong?
That is true.
I can't be the only one that operates that way.
I do as well, but I will say they are better if I'm patient and I put them in the oven.
What about the air fryer?
Is the best, actually.
Air fryer.
Okay.
By the way, Josiah should not be working any of these things. What's going on, Linda?
Oh, crazy.
Hi.
Hi.
I leave my son home. He is 11. While I go to work. I'm a single mom. I moved to Ohio, and I have no family here, and I really don't have a whole lot of friends. I usually base it off of how mature he is.
Mm-hmm.
He does have a phone. He does know how to call me. I know that he usually just sits at home and plays on video games. He knows not to open the door for anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And I do check on him through my Google Nest, that kind of a thing. So I do believe that it can be based off of how mature they are. Ohio is also a state that does not have an age limit, so they base it off of maturity.
Yeah.
So I do leave him there, but more of because I can't afford a babysitter and I kind of don't have other options.
And that is so awful that we have to worry about this because of childcare, because childcare is so bad in our country. What's going on, Laura? Hi. Hi, Laura.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Good morning.
You scared me there for a second.
Sorry,
What's going
I had
on?
my phone muted. I was ordering breakfast.
Oh, no. That's
Um,
I was just gonna say I agree with Kev. My son is 9. He's about to be 10. He's home alone quite frequently. I mean, I'm Canadian, so I live across the border. And last weekend, I had to go across to get something for my uncle, and he stayed home.
Wait, you crossed the border and left him home alone?
Yeah, I did.
What happens? What happens if you got held up, by immigration and they wouldn't let you cross?
We have tons of neighbors in the neighborhood. It's a very very child-friendly neighborhood.
Yeah.
So he knows who our safe neighbors are. He knows where to go. He's known all of this because, similar to the caller before, I'm a single parent. So for many years, he's had to come home and I was at work, and he had to let himself in the house for the last few years, especially with COVID. And sometimes it's what you got to do.
That's a fine.
Wow. We have somebody from Child Protective Services. Casey from CPS on the phone with us right now. You there? Would you like to have me arrest him for
Good
you?
morning.
Citizens arrest?
Would you like us? Should we take away his parental rights?
No,
right now?
I actually agree with Kev.
There we go.
I work for Child Protective Services, and this is something we deal with a lot, but I think just based on what Kev says, maturity of what he says about Josiah, try giving it a couple hours and see how he does and check in. Like Shannon said, too, there's not a law in the state of Michigan. It's based on the maturity of your child, and most parents know their child better than a stranger or public opinion. So
here's a question.
I agree with Kevin on this
You
one.
agree with Kevin, but if something happens at that house in a fire or he hurts himself, he falls out of bed and cracks his head open, whatever. Mm-hmm. If he is hurt and taken to the hospital, CPS is one of the first that will be called, right, to investigate what's going on?
Yes and no. But if he has, it's if he's left without some form of proper care and custody or couldn't reach somebody.
What is proper care and custody then?
That he has access to a phone or an adult in the case of an emergency.
Okay.
Somebody that could come if he was hurt. Accidents happen all the time, right? We can't live we're a very reactive world. So as long as he has those tools and somebody knows he's home alone or can have access, and like Kev said, if need be, he could be there in 7 minutes.
Does that work for you, Detective Mojo? Because you're interrogating her.
I am interrogating her. Yes, I am. I am interrogating her because Josiah is like my nephew, and if anything happens to a hair on his freaking head, I will come and get you.
Would he feel comfortable being alone? Because because Lucy absolutely refuses. Like, even when I know that I'm not going to be there when it's school time, that I'm not going to be there to meet the bus for whatever reason, I have to have somebody make sure to meet her. She will not be in my house without me.
A piece of the dilemma or the dichotomy between the two households, because we do have split and share parenting with his biological mother, is that she is a quote-unquote single mother. She doesn't have, she doesn't live with anyone else. So he stays at home sometimes alone.
Okay, so he's used to it.
He's used to it.
Do you think Lucy's just scared of not doing it before? Because I remember being terrified the first time I was left home alone and being like, something's going to happen. And then, like, the second time you're like,
that's right.
It's fine.
Bro, being home alone was so lit.
I got the evidence that's going to push this case over to the top. Call CPS lady. I just got a call or just got a text message from an anonymous texter that said that Josiah does not have a cell phone.
He has literally 2 iPads.
He does not have a cell phone.
He has 2 iPads. You know how to we FaceTime all the time.
What happens if the Wi-Fi goes down?
Here you go. If it was
case closed. I agree with Sherelle. Thank you, Sherelle, for the text.
You would agree with Sherelle.
Thank you. I do. I love her.
Putting the suck in success.
I always wake up with
Mojo in the morning.
Mojo in the morning.
Thank you. Mojo in the morning. So I'm doing something, in the last few days that brought out some kind of an interesting thing that I thought would make a good topic. I'm cleaning my voicemail on my phone out. So I have a
good,
cell phone.
because he can't leave you a voicemail.
Right. If you call it says it's all full or whatever. It says, there's no way to do it. So I'm cleaning out voicemails because I have voicemails in my phone that literally are like 5 minutes long from people that I just don't even delete. I don't even know why I don't delete them, but people will leave me, messages over the years. And I came across something, and I'm going to ask you guys to all grab your phones right now, and I want you to look. I want you guys to tell me by looking in your phone, and you might have to go back and listen because you may not have them, visually. What is the oldest voicemail that you have saved in your phone?
Oh, God.
Because yesterday I had kind of an emotional thing happen to me. I was cleaning out voicemails in my phone, and I came across a bunch of people that have left me voicemails over the years. And now I'm thinking to myself, I need to record these so I don't lose them, like especially if I have to get a new phone. I've got voicemail messages here from people that are old friends of mine that I haven't talked to in forever. I've got voicemail messages from my old therapist, Tom Fitzpatrick, who passed away, which his voice always brought me comfort because he was my therapist for many, many years. And then I happened upon a voicemail yesterday, and it was a voicemail of Chelsea's grandfather, who has passed away. He's been gone from us for way too long. He died, and he was like one of the best guys in the world. He's like one of my favorite people in the world. And as I'm cleaning out voicemails, I go back and I look at this voicemail from like 2013, I think it is, and listen to this voicemail that I came across. And I want you to do this too. If you get a chance later today, I want you to look at your old voicemails and then take a listen to them. And then ask yourself, why is it that you haven't deleted these voicemails? Well, here's the reason why I didn't. Because now I get the legendary Danny Manzo, Chelsea's grandfather, coming back to talk to me from the past.
Hey, Tommy Mojo, this is Danny Manzo, Tucson, Arizona, and trying to get through to Tom. Mojo, you Joe, everybody Jojo. And hey, baby, listen, I got the book yesterday, and I just started glancing through it last night, and that guy is one clever son of a bitch, and it's part of my resume. I gotta have at least one laugh before I go to sleep at night. Otherwise, I can't sleep. And baby, I got 2 years worth of medicine in that thing. So beautiful, baby. You're beautiful, and I appreciate it so very, very much, okay? I'm going to grab you live sometime. Talk to you later. And thank you again so much, baby. Bye-bye.
Isn't that awesome?
I love that.
Isn't that the coolest?
He says, baby.
Baby. Yeah, that's how he is all the time,
Mojo,
too.
yo,
So-
Joe, everybody.
Isn't that great?
So great.
So go back today at some time, if you get a chance, or maybe this weekend when you get a moment. Sometimes we don't do this enough. We don't reminisce a little bit and look back and not only get rid of voicemail messages that make no sense. Like, why the hell are you keeping a voicemail message, from some random person that's calling to tell you a doctor's appointment time or something like that? But go back and look and see why it is that you didn't delete that certain voicemail. Because there's a reason behind it, right? There's something that happened to you at that moment that made
What
you do
date
it.
was that voicemail?
2013. It was
Wow.
Chelsea's grandfather. Chelsea's grandfather was always obsessed with Johnny Carson. He was obsessed with like old Frank Sinatra's, and like he loved old comedians. And I found a book that I knew that he would love, and it was a book of punchlines. And I sent it to him because he was always joking around. And what a cool thing for him to say. And I don't even remember him saying it the first time I listened to that voicemail message, that before he goes to bed every night, he has to go to bed with a laugh. Wow. Which is pretty an awesome thing to live by. Mojo in the morning, what's going on? Leah, how you doing?
I'm good. I was just calling to tell you guys that my grandfather, he passed away from Parkinson's disease about 10 years ago, but my mom and I, we kept his voicemail on our landline for the last 10 years. She won't get rid of the landline because of that voicemail. She loves to hear his voice.
You got to play that thing for us, and I'll record it and send it to you on an MP3 because you cannot lose that.
Save it.
Yeah, that's why she's kept it around. And I'm like, Mom, landlines aren't going to be around forever. Definitely, we need to record it.
Yeah, that's pretty special. Isn't it awesome to go back and listen to something like that and just be able to hear that voice again?
You can save it automatically. If you have an iPhone, by the way, you can email the file to yourself.
That's a great,
there.
great thing to do.
Yeah.
What's up, Don? How you doing?
What's going on, Mojo?
How you doing, buddy? What's happening?
Nothing much. Giving you a call about the voicemail.
Yeah, what's the oldest one you got in your phone, and why are you keeping it?
So it's not me. It's my wife. It's of her father who passed about 10 years ago, and all he says is how great his son-in-law is, how much he misses me, and she uses it to listen to his voice, but he just talks about me the whole time.
Isn't that the greatest? Anytime that she's pissed off, do you say, go back and listen to that voicemail?
Exactly. Fathers know best.
You know what? Isn't it so cool to know that your father-in-law loved you so much and loved the way that you were taking care of his daughter?
Oh, he truly did. Truly.
Yes, that's how Chelsea's grandfather was. He raised her for many years when her biological dad took off. What's up, Lexi?
Hey, I actually have 2 voicemails saved from 2018 and 2019. My mom passed away right after I had my son, and the last voicemail she left me was saying, like, how's the baby? I miss you. And then my grandpa actually passed away from cancer in 2019, and his last voicemail he left me was, hey, darling, Grandma and I are on the way, so I want to let you know. And then he forgets to hang up and just has a whole conversation with my grandma. And I listen to it often. And I can't, like, delete it. I just have to save it. And I listen to it, like, several times, like, a month. It just warms my heart.
These are gifts, man. These are unbelievable gifts.
They are.
And you know what? And I bring this up to you. You don't have to do it now, but I think you might need this sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't realize how much you need to hear somebody's voice that you haven't heard in a while.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%. I'll be, like, on a phone call, and it just clicks over, and then I'm just in tears immediately. I'm like, okay, I needed that. Like, even though I was listening to Cole's leaving me a voicemail, it just sometimes skips over, and I'm like, okay, I'm happy now. Like, it makes me feel better.
And for those that are like Meaghan who won't leave voicemail messages, one day I will want to hear your voice.
It's funny that you say that because everybody's talking about these, like, beautiful moments. I had no idea what mine were. They're both the 2 oldest ones that I have are from 2012, and they both brought up really horrible memories.
Oh, Jesus. Oh my God.
Why did you save them?
I didn't mean to. They just
okay.
I never
delete.
Okay. I never delete them, but it was like during a family emergency, and I was like, oh no.
Maddie, what's up?
Hi, I have a voicemail from my dad. It's not super old, but it came probably like 3 or 4 months before he passed. And I had just moved out and left a bunch of stuff at my parents' house, you know, because free storage, why not? And he did not like it. He sent me this voicemail saying that he was going to use all my stuff to make a voodoo doll and stab me in the eye or whatever. And at the end, he goes, and then you're going to think, dang, I got to call my dad.
That's a great one.
That's so good. Oh, my God. You got to save that. That's awesome. What's up, Leanne?
Hey, Mojo.
Hi. What's going on?
Not much.
What's voicemail that you have?
I have one from my husband.
Oh, man. This is bringing up some emotions.
Yeah.
Oh, Leanne.
What's he saying in the voicemail, Leanne?
It's silly. He's asking me where the iron is because he couldn't find it.
Oh, Leanne. It's so sweet and sad, but it probably puts a smile on your face when you need it the most.
Yeah, I just listen to it every now and then. But, you know, he's only been gone like a month and a half.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, wow. Fresh.
And I bet you that when he left that voicemail message, you were like, God damn it, how does he not know where the hell the iron is? Leanne.
I'm like, really, dude? It's like right there.
Hey, you know what? I love you. I love that you called us up. Thank you so much for sharing, Leanne. We love you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You guys made me smile.
Awesome. That's cool. And by the way, just a word to all those that delete all their voicemail messages and also erase everybody's text messages. You guys are psychotic. So just so you guys know, anybody that does that, I always look at them and I go, there's got to be like mental illness for you that you do that.
Okay.
But, is that you? You do all right.
WKQI Detroit. WSNX Muskegon Grand Rapids. WVKS Toledo. This is Mojo in the Morning.
Oh, Mojo, he's amazing.
Live. Mojo.
30.
20.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ignition sequence start.
Let me take y'all back to the beginning.
This is it.
All right, are you ready?
You're listening to Mojo in the Morning.
You're a doo-doo head.
Let's go.
Let's go. Come on. Hey, what a difference a day makes, huh? Not going to be raining today. Isn't this nice?
Love it.
I forgot what it looked like. I was so down yesterday. I don't know if you guys felt this, but I was like yesterday with all the rain and how dreary it was. And honestly, every 5 minutes I was going in my basement just to make sure there wasn't water in there. It's Mojo in the Morning Show. Welcome to the Radio Extravaganza. Want to throw out a quick plug for this. Our Mojo in the Morning Show podcast live, the More Mojo podcast live, is going to be happening on August the 16th. It's a Friday night. If you would like to be part of our live studio audience, for those that don't know what this is, we do a More Mojo podcast. It's very raw. You can go check it out on the iHeartRadio app. You can listen back to old episodes, some things behind the scenes that happen on the show. You know, different, expanding on things that we talk about on the show. We're going to do one live in front of a studio audience to raise money for Breaking and Entering Christmas Wish. Our Breaking and Entering Christmas Wish every single year needs to get money for it, and the way we get it is through donations and fundraising. And this is kind of like one of our fundraisers, and you can help us. So if you're a fan of the show and like to be part of our studio audience, purchase tickets for this for just as little as $25 by going to imagine-entertainment.com, and you can be part of the studio audience for this. We'll, in the coming weeks, be telling you some of the topics that we're going to talk about, some of the guests that will be joining us. There are also opportunities for you to make even bigger donations by being part of our VIP package, which is really close seats, special meet and greets with everybody on the show, get to hang out with us before and after. So imagine-entertainment.com to purchase your tickets. The Imagine Theater Canton on Friday, August the 16th. It is going to be a great night.
It really
will be
is.
a lot of fun. All right, Mojo in the Morning Show. Shannon has made it official. She's gotten married already in a ceremony. She's had her wedding reception. She's even started fixing up the house so that they can combine their Brady Bunch families. You are Mrs. Brady. He is Mr. Brady.
Oh.
I like it.
There's a story.
Yeah. Bring the girls and the boys all together, you know what I mean? But she did something more official than even getting married yesterday. What did you do?
I changed my last name at the Secretary of State.
Oh, yeah, Shannon. Congratulations.
It's so weird. I came home and I told Wes, and I showed him that piece of paper that they gave me, because you don't get your real license for a couple of weeks. So I have a temporary one or whatever. And I'm like, it just looks so weird. And mind you, just like we all did in second grade, I've written it down on paper before, just to see, but it's totally different when it's on an official government document that it's a different name at the very end of the alphabet now.
Do you like your name? Do you like the new last name?
I do.
How it flows?
I do. Yeah.
It fits.
Yeah, I think so too.
It fits.
Yeah, and it's a little bit easier to spell than my previous legal last name.
Yeah.
So that's nice, but
I like it better than my ex's last name.
There
we go.
People
By the
are going
way,
to F it up when they pronounce it.
that is a good. By the way, I'm very happy to know that you did all this and you did it as quick as possible, because you normally are not a quick person to do certain things and make change on this.
No rush. But for this one, I think that one, I just wanted to do it, but two, it's tough, I think, for Wes to see my ex-husband's last name on everything all the time, and when we go out, they say Mrs. and then my husband's last name, so it's just weird. So I wanted to do it a little bit faster, just out of respect for him too.
I think that's I get it, because honestly, I will tell you this, that would be something that would be a tough one for me too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Even the random stuff, if I make an open table reservation, my legal last name was still on that, so I had to change it to my new last name. Just stupid stuff. But I do want to shout out the Secretary of State office in Troy on Long Lake was absolutely phenomenal. I made an appointment to go yesterday afternoon. I was in and out of that place in under 12 minutes.
Are you kidding me?
It was so fast. The people were so lovely. The woman who helped me was in the best mood. Went in, showed her my marriage license, gave her my old driver's license. She did everything, took my photo, which I didn't like, and she gave me a chance to take another one. And why was I too nervous to say, yes, I would like to redo this photo?
That's why it only took you 12 minutes.
I didn't redo the photo. But you know what was so funny is, you know how they make you then at the end sign your, like they make you do your signature on that electronic pad, and that's the signature that you're going to have on your driver's license. So I go to do it, and I stop after I write Shannon because I realize I have never written my new last name, which is Whitlam, by the way, in cursive. And so I go to like write it in like W. I'm like, how do you do a cursive W? I'm like trying to remember. So I write it, and it literally looked like my first grader wrote it. It looked so bad. So I had to tell the girl, I go, I'm so sorry. I haven't practiced writing my new last name. Can I do this part again? So I had to do that again. It still looks so funky.
It's funny, people know what it's like if you get married and then you change your name, and having to change your name is like awkward for a while, right? When you're doing it and you're...
It is, but I told Wes when I got home, I'm like, I don't like writing your last name in cursive.
Yeah.
It's weird. I'm not used to it yet. I know. The I-T-L. It's like weird. I don't know.
Is it?
I'm not used to it.
It like changing, and you can call us up 844-MOJO Live or text 95500 and tell us if you experienced something like this too with getting married or in Shannon's case getting remarried again and stuff like that. But I remember when you got divorced, and I remember asking you, are you going to change the name back? And you're like, no, because my kids have this name. Was there any thought at all, like the kids, they obviously don't probably even call you by your first and last name ever, but
the kids, they are having a tough time with it.
Really?
Yeah. Lucy especially, because she's like, when you sign stuff for me at school, how are they going to know whose mom you are if you don't have the same last name as me?
Oh, wow.
And she's like, and when they address you at school as, Mrs. Whitlam, how are they going to know that you're my mom? Because the names don't match. And I get that. I get her point. And so she asked, she's like, can't you just keep it and hyphenate it, or can't you? And I said, well, it's kind of weird for mom. Like, I'm not married to dad anymore, so I don't feel comfortable having that last name anymore. But like to her, I feel like that she sees it as like, I don't like her last name.
So let's change her last name.
No. Well, the funny thing is when I got engaged and we were talking about all of the changes that were going to happen, that is one thing that they didn't understand. They thought their last name was going to change too.
Wow. Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
You know what the coolest thing is, and let's put it this way, there is no mistaking that you are their mom, because you know what I mean?
Right.
Everybody's going to know. Like, doesn't make a difference what the names are. Well, not even just looks, just how you are around them and you're with them and everything like that. But that is that's an interesting. It's very, very interesting, the whole, like, as a guy, it's probably not even right that we don't have to change our names, or we don't typically change our names. But I'd like to change my name.
I don't.
I'll take,
very little interest in changing my name.
Yeah.
Very little. Like, it's not important to me. I don't think it's cool. And
I don't think it's cool.
I don't. It feels weirdly like I'm being passed from father to husband. You know what I mean? No, I disagree. I really don't like that.
This is the Handmaid's Tale.
I really don't like that mentality. Like, I am a person that just happens to be like where I'm from. That's my, my group of people. Those are my ancestors or whatever, or my whatever, however you want to refer to it. But like,
this honestly, my anxiety just kicked up.
I really didn't like that. When it comes down to it, I think I have a better last name than most people.
Well, so I'm lucky because Shannon Murphy is my maiden name.
Yeah.
Like, my dad is Tim Murphy, and I use it professionally. So I kind of have the best of both worlds, where I'm honoring my family and I'm also honoring my husband, and our family.
I totally get that. But like, I'll have to tell you the last names of the people that I've dated, and you would be like, yeah, you should have.
Has anybody ever not dated somebody because of their last name? That would be an interesting one.
We have family friends, and she's older, but her name is Nancy, and she married, this is an absolutely true story, and actually, the guy, she married a guy whose last name was Yancey, so she is Nancy Yancey.
That's
A million percent.
My brother's best friends, right? His last name is Whaley. His wife's name is Kaylee. Kaylee Bailey.
Really?
Oh my
Kaylee
God.
Bailey.
I-
Girl.
I love that guy's name that was in the news yesterday, Pancake.
Yeah.
I want a name like Pancake. What's up, Sydney? How you doing?
His girl's name is Strawberry.
Hey, Sydney.
Brittany?
Your name is Brittany.
Hi,
I'm sorry.
Brittany.
Did you change your Did you change your name in the course of this time call? What's going on?
No, my last name used to be Box, and when I got married, it's Badisil, which is like way longer. But I practiced it for months before we got married.
You should be
So that
Box
I had
Badisil, and it would be like a medicine for your vagina.
That's a great one. Have a good one, guys.
I'm sorry. I apologize, but I don't know if that went well. What's up, Mojo in the morning? Hi.
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 When I actually got remarried, we asked the kids how they wanted us to do the last name, and we let them pick, and they were 4, 6, and 8 at the time.
Really? That's wild. So you gave them a choice. What if they chose something that you didn't like?
I was okay either way with whatever decision they made. I wanted them to be comfortable because I didn't want them to feel like I was dropping their last name. But at the same time, I also wanted them to realize that we were going to be a blended family.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's neat. That's neat. You guys have done, Shannon and Wes have done an amazing job of really bringing the kids from both sides in on a lot of the stuff that you guys have done. I think I give you guys a ton of props for that. I think that both you guys are really awesome about making it about them as much as it is about the two of you. What's up, Sam?
Hi.
Hi.
I'm getting married in September, and I'm having a hard time with deciding if I want to change my last name or not either. And Shannon just made a comment kind of just about, honoring her normal maiden name with doing it in the business side and then honoring her husband's, name. But I just feel like, why can't we be honored? Why don't they have to hyphen their name and that kind of stuff?
And why don't guys change their last name?
So what?
Exactly. To mine.
You could if you listen.
There are people that do.
Yeah.
I know, but
I feel like it's
so infrequent, and I
Yeah.
think the mentality of a woman keeping her maiden name in today is more like, oh, okay, it's not like that big of a deal.
Yeah.
But if you ever saw a guy change their name, everybody has a comment about it.
It's interesting.
It's not nearly as accepted or tolerated.
All these women, I want to lead. I want a man to be able to lead our family. I want him to set the tone, but I don't want his last name. Pick one, bro.
She wouldn't even hold the door for you this morning. What do you think she wants your name
So
for?
selective.
It feels like we don't have independence and that we only belong to other people. I don't like it.
Just because you take on a last name?
The mentality behind it.
I think
And why is it always the men? Why has it never been a matriarchal passing down of names?
it's just not how it started.
In some
Because,
cultures,
how did it start?
but I'm
Because the
saying-
bride belonged to the husband and wasn't independent.
I get you, but if you respect the tradition of marriage, then you have to accept everything that comes with it.
I just want you to know that when I got married, I gave my wife my penis, and and I haven't had it since. So my name was the least of her worries. What's going on, Cheyenne?
Hi, so I was 10 and I was actually adopted. So that was like a whole nother situation, because we had to change our last name. And so at such a young age, we had to all learn how to relearn to listen to a different name and spell a completely different name. And I'm 27 now and I've never been married, but I still have to put down that I've had a different last name.
That's interesting. I never thought about the adoption part of this, where
Yeah.
kids get adopted.
Yeah.
I always love those videos where the kid, there was that football player. I don't know if you ever saw it, but the guy who was a D1 football player, and he went to his dad or his adopted father, and he said, "I just want you to know I'm playing today with," and he legally changed his name and turned and
I
showed
cried
the
like a
back of
baby.
his jersey to his dad, and the guy was like sobbing, and I'm like, man.
Somebody texted that they didn't take their husband's last name because it was Boner.
Good choice.
Could you imagine?
Speaking of this, Carol.
I would not.
Carol, tell everybody the last name that they had.
The last name is Dick. That's my sister's.
No, I wouldn't be taking that one. Nope.
That's
Yeah.
That is awesome.
He called his first two sons
Well, he says, I have a little dick and a big dick.
Dicks. Dick, 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 dick.
So now he says, I have a whole bunch of dicks.
Oh, that's
awesome.
so good.
And my sister just cringes, and he just gets a kick out of it. He's like, I'm fat. I have a whole bunch of dicks. I have more dicks than anybody.
That is so great.
Whew. I checked your phone and confirmed you were cheating on me. What a relief. I thought I was insane. Another War of the Roses is after 9 on Mojo in the Morning.
Mojo, the morning show. Meaghan witnessed something yesterday when she was driving in traffic that she wants to call out right now. What was going on, Meaghan?
Oh my God, this was amazingly scary. So I was on, is it Southfield Highway? Is that?
Southfield Freeway.
Freeway, dang it. Yeah, I practiced this morning.
M39, Southfield Freeway is closed from Ford Road to, I don't know.
It's funny you said that. There's so much construction on that road. I feel bad for anybody who has to take that every day because I was losing my mind. I was losing my mind, but not as bad as the one woman who couldn't tell if the exit that we were all trying to take was open or not because it was kind of past a curve. You saw the signs like it's coming up in a quarter mile.
It's so confusing, right? I know
so
exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
So I saw this car, and we were driving maybe, if I had to guess, like 45, 50 miles an hour. So like we're slower than normal traffic, but it's not like 10 miles an hour. Like we're moving a little bit, right? Mm-hmm. And I just see this car swerve in between the construction barrels and onto the completely torn up right lane. And they're just driving in gravel. And they're driving fast, and they are in the construction zone. And I could do nothing but just let my jaw drop at this point. I was shocked that anybody had the audacity to drive into a blinded, curved lane that was torn up, that was blocked off for construction workers. Like, this lady was absolutely psychotic, but I saw the best moment ever. So when we kind of hit the curve, the exit is in fact open, and she like bolts through another row of barrels to get back onto the exit, the actual paved road. But there was like a 3 or 4 inch gap where the road was torn up. And so you just see this woman's car go absolutely flying in the air. And I'm like, I hope all of your ball joints. I wish you nothing but broken axles. Like, you could have killed somebody. How dare you?
Can I give her just a little bit of reprieve on this one? I cannot tell you. There are so many construction issues out on the roads. Yesterday, I was driving to go to the airport, towards the airport area, and I cannot tell you. It's more confusing to figure out what roads and lanes are closed and which ones aren't, especially when you're following your Waze or Google Maps or whatever. Like, and it will show you like it's crazy.
Okay, so I take 696 big highway here in the Detroit area into work, and it is under construction the entire way that I come. I told Zach this morning, I don't know how. The exit to get off for the radio station is kind of weird right now. It's like a detour funky exit. It's all construction barrels. I actually missed it today.
Oh, man.
Because it's just like, it's so confusing how they have it. I had to go all the way around to get into work.
By the way, 844-MOJO Live, 844-665-6548. If anybody's ever driven the wrong way or went through the wrong area, and here's Meaghan on the Southfield Freeway. The lady completely went through an area that wasn't even a road.
Airborne.
And but if you've ever had that happen to you, and I feel like, summertime is not summertime here. It's not summer season. It's construction season.
Yeah.
But it's crazy. It's scary, when you're driving. You're trying to figure out if you're on the road or not on the road. Text 95500 is, my God, look at this text right off the bat. I live right off of the Southfield. I see people all the time that are doing this, Meaghan.
Wait, this is like common practice?
Yeah. This is Trucker Kenny. Where's Trucker Kenny at? He didn't pick up his phone. We tried to call him up. He said, I see people railing the barrels every day just before 94 because they always switch out of the pattern and the lane is open. It's crazy.
That's scary.
Yeah. I think the worst is when the lanes are so tight, too. Mm-hmm. And I know that they make those lanes big enough so at least like a semi-truck can go by. I don't know if I can get by in my car.
I know.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Another text message here. This ain't just in your area. This happens in West Michigan, too, in Grand Rapids. It is horrible to be able to drive nowadays with all the construction that we got going on. Thanks to an SNX listener for that. What's up, Wednesday? How you doing?
Hi, good. How are you?
Good. What's going on? We're talking about the
I was just
craziness.
commenting. I don't even know if I haven't driven on 75 to herself for a while now, but it's the Utica exit that's N59 getting on that ramp or getting off that ramp, and then there's like people coming onto that ramp. It's the scariest thing ever. I've never seen so many accidents.
Yeah, I mean the ramps are nuts enough where it's almost like you feel like you're not even on the right ramp, right?
Exactly. So the 59 ramp, I hope that they fixed it. Like, I've never seen construction, but like so many people have been in accidents right there.
I don't know if you've ever driven at all like towards Ann Arbor-ish area. There's a ramp from M14 to get on to 275 where I feel like I'm about to get on the wrong ramp and get on the off ramp. What's happening? How you doing, trucker? Oh, this is Kenny. Kenny, did you witness the lady on Southfield Freeway yesterday?
No. So where 94 and Southfield meet, if you're going up Southfield to 94, they've got the right 2 lanes shut down, and then some days they'll have the 3rd lane to the left shut down. And I remember the one morning, another semi was coming through there, and they only have it shut down for like 15, 20 feet before it opens up for you to get off for 94. And there was a truck driver, they would not let him over, and he finally just said F it and plowed through all the barrels and took them all out, and people just said screw it and followed him.
Kill somebody.
Yeah, it's so dangerous.
Ariane, what's up?
Hello.
Hi.
Oh my God, I can't believe I'm on the radio.
You're on the radio.
First time?
Long time listener, first time caller.
Welcome.
I'm sorry, can I also shout out my boyfriend? He loves you guys, and he's also listening right now.
Sure.
Go off.
Hi, Logan. It's Ari.
Oh.
Can you guys say hi to him? He loves you.
What's up, Logan? Logan.
What's
Okay,
going
I can't believe this. One time when I was 17, I believe it was on Southfield Freeway, Highway, whatever it is. I was on my way to a hair appointment, and I was going to be late, and there was construction in one lane and backed up in the other 2 lanes, so I kind of just swerved through the cones and drove down so I got close to my exit. I didn't want to be late to my hair appointment. Those are very important times.
You are crazy.
Josh, what's up?
How you doing, Mojo?
Good, buddy.
Long time listener, first time.
Yeah, Josh on the phone.
What's up, Josh?
How you doing? So, yeah, I was basically telling Meaghan that, there's common practice on M39 for people to drive that crazy because I've seen people drive on the gravel, but except this time, like yesterday, I think it was somebody in a large pickup truck with those really wide tires and it's really lifted up, and they like to just drive on, because they think it could just, fly through anything. But, yeah.
Was it a blonde in a white truck?
Yes.
Those pickup trucks, those really wide tires, and they think they can just go over anything.
Dude,
but,
yes.
They can.
If you have extended mirrors on your truck and 2 sets of back tires, we got a problem, and I don't even know you.
Travado.
Thanks for the call, buddy. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
All right. Are there certain songs that make you just drive faster, too?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Yesterday, I'm listening to the station, and Shabuzi comes on, and I'm listening. All of a sudden, I look down at my speedometer, and my speedometer is like at 90 miles an hour.
No.
It was like, it's crazy. There are certain songs that, for some reason, that just make you just go faster, and you just drive faster.
Not like us.
That's yours?
Not like us.